Hey there, and welcome back to the channel. I've got some news that's been making headlines, and I want to break it down for you because there's more to this story than meets the eye. You've probably seen it: Social Security payments hit $2,200 in 2025. Sounds like great news, right? Well, yes and no, and that's exactly what we need to talk about today. If you're currently receiving Social Security, planning for retirement, or just want to understand what's really happening with these benefits, this video is for you. Because while $2,200 might sound impressive, the reality of what this means for your actual purchasing power is a lot more complicated. Before we dive in, I'd love to hear from you. Have your Social Security benefits been keeping up with your actual expenses? Drop a comment below and let me know your experience. And if you find this helpful, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss future updates on Social Security and retirement planning. So let's start with the facts. When we talk about Social Security hitting $2,200 in 2025, we're talking about the average monthly benefit for retired workers. This represents a significant milestone. We're talking about benefits that have grown substantially over the past few years. The increase comes from several factors working together. First, there's the annual cost of living adjustment, or COLA, which for 2025 is set at 2.5%. That translates to roughly an additional $55 per month for the average recipient compared to 2024. But here's what's interesting, and this is where it gets complicated. This isn't just about the COLA increase. Part of this higher average also reflects the fact that newer retirees often have higher lifetime earnings than previous generations. When people with higher career earnings start collecting benefits, it pushes up that overall average. Think about it this way: if someone who earned $80,000 a year throughout their career starts collecting benefits, their monthly check will be higher than someone who earned $40,000 a year. As more higher earners retire, the average naturally goes up, even without any across-the-board increases. #the reality check: what $2,200 actually buys you. Now here's where we need to have an honest conversation. While $2,200 might sound like a decent amount, we have to ask, what does it actually buy you in today's economy? Let's put this in perspective. According to recent data, the average cost of rent for a one-bedroom apartment in many parts of the country is now well over $1,500 per month. That leaves just $700 for everything else: food, utilities, healthcare, transportation, and any other living expenses. And here's the kicker: those costs aren't staying put. Grocery prices have been climbing steadily. Healthcare costs continue to outpace general inflation. Housing costs in many areas have become downright unaffordable for people on fixed incomes. This brings us to a crucial concept that doesn't get enough attention: purchasing power. Your purchasing power is essentially what your money can actually buy. And unfortunately, for Social Security recipients, purchasing power has been declining for years. The Senior Citizens League has been tracking this, and their findings are eye-opening. They found that between 2000 and 2023, the purchasing power of Social Security benefits dropped by 36%. Let me say that again: 36%. That means what $100 in Social Security benefits could buy in 2000 would require $136 to buy the same things in 2023. This brings us to one of the biggest issues with Social Security adjustments: how the cost of living adjustment is calculated. The current system uses something called the CPIW, the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers. Now, here's the problem with that. The CPIW is based on the spending patterns of working-age people, not retirees. Working people might spend more of their income on things like gasoline, clothing for work, or dining out, but retirees typically spend a much larger portion of their income on healthcare, prescription drugs, and housing-related costs. For example, while gas prices might fluctuate and affect the CPIW, retirees who drive less aren't as impacted by those changes. But when prescription drug costs skyrocket, which they often do, retirees feel that much more acutely than younger workers who might have employer-provided health insurance. Some experts have been pushing for a switch to what's called the CPIE, the Consumer Price Index for the elderly. This would more accurately reflect how seniors actually spend their money and could result in COLA adjustments that better match real-world expenses for retirees. But even if we fixed the COLA calculation tomorrow, there's a much bigger issue looming: Social Security's long-term financial health. The trust funds that support Social Security benefits are projected to be depleted by the mid-2030s. Now, this doesn't mean Social Security disappears overnight. Even if the trust funds are exhausted, incoming payroll taxes would still fund about 77% of promised benefits. But that's still a 23% cut, which would be devastating for the millions of Americans who rely heavily on Social Security. Think about it. If someone is receiving that $2,200 monthly benefit we've been talking about, a 23% cut would reduce it to about $1,694. For someone already struggling to make ends meet, that's not just a number, that's the difference between being able to afford medications or not, between keeping a roof over their head or not. President Trump and other political leaders have pledged to protect Social Security, but actual policy solutions remain limited. The math is pretty straightforward: either benefits need to be reduced, taxes need to be increased, or some combination of both needs to happen. And politically, none of those options are popular. If you're currently receiving Social Security, this $2,200 average might represent a small improvement in your monthly income. Every extra dollar helps, especially when you're on a fixed income. But it's important to keep your expectations realistic about how much this will actually improve your financial situation. For those nearing retirement, say, within the next 5 to 10 years, this should serve as a wake-up call about the importance of having additional retirement savings. Social Security was never designed to be anyone's sole source of retirement income, and these numbers make that clearer than ever. If you're younger and just starting your career, this is actually valuable information for your planning. It shows that while Social Security will likely still exist when you retire, it probably won't provide the level of support that previous generations have relied on. This makes personal retirement savings through 401(k)s, IRAs, and other accounts even more critical. So what can you do with this information? First, if you're not already doing so, create an account on the Social Security Administration's website. This will let you see your earnings history and get estimates of your future benefits. Knowledge is power when it comes to planning. Second, consider your healthcare costs carefully. Medicare doesn't cover everything, and out-of-pocket healthcare expenses can quickly eat into a Social Security check. Look into supplemental insurance options and factor healthcare costs into your retirement planning. Third, if you're still working, consider maximizing your Social Security benefits by understanding how your claiming strategy affects your monthly payments. Delaying benefits past your full retirement age can increase your monthly payment significantly, up to age 70. And finally, diversify your retirement income sources. Social Security, while important, shouldn't be your only plan. Whether it's through employer-sponsored retirement accounts, personal savings, or other investments, having multiple income streams in retirement is more important than ever. The reality is that $2,200 per month, while higher than previous averages, still represents a challenging financial situation for many retirees in today's economy. When you consider that this has to cover housing, food, healthcare, and all other living expenses, it's clear why so many seniors are struggling financially. The good news is that awareness of these challenges is growing. More people are talking about the need for Social Security reform, better COLA calculations, and the importance of personal retirement planning. The more we discuss these issues openly, the better positioned we'll be to address them. So yes, Social Security hitting an average of $2,200 per month is technically good news. It's the highest it's ever been, and any increase helps, but it's crucial to understand the full context, what this money can actually buy, how purchasing power has been eroding, and what challenges lie ahead. The key takeaway: don't rely on headlines alone. Understand the details, plan accordingly, and stay informed about changes that could affect your financial future. What's your experience been with Social Security and keeping up with expenses? Have you found ways to stretch your benefits further? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your insights might help other viewers who are facing similar challenges. If you found this breakdown helpful, give this video a like and consider subscribing for more content about Social Security, retirement planning, and personal finance. And remember, when it comes to your financial future, knowledge and preparation are your best tools. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care of yourself and your financial future.